Hello, I'm here, Leilani Torres, your coach from within. I'm talking about the youth or 13, 15 figures, and today's turn is for the second figure, which is Cyclone. And let's begin. So the beginning part is like if you have done figures 13, 15 figures before, it's the beginning of Oceania, right? As the Oceania. Yes, there are two E's in that figure. I always hear different versions of that name. Anyway, I say it in Spanish. Anyway, Cyclone. So you go in, and as you go in, you see her chest goes underwater. You need to begin bending your knee into an arch bend knee position. So from a back layout, a bend knee surface arch position is assumed. When it's in italic, you need to show the back layout, but when it's in italic, you need to, you need to show it also. There's a distinction there. I can't remember what was it. That's not important right now, you guys. The technical stuff, technical details, I can be wrong. So then this video is just to review the positions, the transitions, and for me to give you some ideas on how to start working on the skills for this figure. So all of the details in technique, I'm not gonna talk about them. And people will be really afraid to be talking about new figures right now. And I should be afraid too. But at the same time, what I really do want you to focus on is not if I am right or wrong about how I interpret these figures and the text on it, but really much more focus on the details I try to offer you on the skills on how to execute them. Okay, so just wanted to kind of put out that warning so that we can understand each other, right? So from a back layout position, a bend knee surface arch position is assumed, so that's until here. Then this is a new thing for 13, 15 for youth swimmers. The legs are simultaneously lifted to a vertical position as a twirl is executed. This is new. And there are two figures in this category that will have this new skill in it, okay? So a twirl, if you haven't heard of this term before, is a fast half turn. So if we just see a vertical twirl, it's from vertical one side and then jump fast to the other side. In this case, it's from the surface arch position to the vertical. It's a really, really, really difficult skill if the swimmer is not tight. If the swimmer doesn't search for tight, even more tightness at the vertical, it will go all over the place. I will give some suggestions now on how to train that. So continuing in the same direction. So for example, if you turn to your left here, then you keep turning to the left. So same direction, the legs are open symmetrically to a split position in a 180 rotation. And as a 180 rotation is executed, and then it's just a walkover front, like the exit of an Ariana, for example, right? But don't just push it apart the walkout front, because always in this part of the transition, judges are looking for good positions and height execution, because it's one of the, so the first part of the figure that is the numerical value is the highest, is this transition, the twirl. And the second one is right around here, is showing that arch position, keeping the hip dry. And usually when you join, the hips are low and the heels are high. So we need to make sure that that is balanced out. Okay, let's look at the video and then let me go from there to show you some examples on how to work on it. Okay, here you go. So from a back layout, make sure you start bending a bit before, show well this position, then a twirl, stretch through the toes, open a bit more symmetrical and inside, and then show your height, show the height of the left hip, show the arch, she just left, show the arch position, and then go out. This is an example, okay? So for example, this part, for the twirl, my suggestion is that you train the twirl on its own, so just in vertical and without height. Like, understand what do your hands need to do in order to help you turn in just one skull, right? So for example, I have tried two different ways. Getting ahead, so if I turn to my left, I get ahead with my left hand, and then I cross over my right and push, right? Or I can help with my left hand to push water while I grab water with the right hand, okay? So that's two ways of doing the first part. So then just kind of like, again, left hand goes back, I push water, and then I grab water with the right. Or I just place it out, I cross my right and I push with my right. And I'm not saying these are just ideas I'm throwing at you, and you can find your own way of doing it, okay? I have also seen people of just supporting and crossing the full right side over the left. So especially with the hand, cross over from the beginning and then just kind of skull. So doing a lot with the body is also possible. Sometimes when you start training this concept or this twirl, this turn, you might get to like a corner of the pool. Don't worry about it. Just try to get faster in the motion and always search. If you're staying in the corner, I always tell my athletes to search for overturning, like exaggerating the correction, so that they can definitely understand how it feels to get to the wall, because it usually feels like overturning, okay? So those are ways. So in this case, she does open, she's leaving her head a little bit behind, but she definitely opens the left arm to support. You see how she's keeping the head here, but she's opening the support on the sides. I don't know if you can notice, right? And from there, just try to, you can definitely do this concept, but just make sure that once you get to the vertical, your hands come almost to the front of your body. Like go for that feel so that you have that support, right? And the legs, if she was, you see how her body's back and her legs are still straight, is because she's mega tight in that vertical position. So do make sure that you also search for that tightness in the vertical position, like that stretch in the vertical. Usually, if you're not tight, especially if you're doing this as a new skill, it's really, 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 really hard for you to hold that vertical line, okay? So let's go for the exit. This, just make sure that, for example, you open symmetrical, as in here, for example, a lot of swimmers, I have seen swimmers take a little like momentum going, like leg back and then around, like using the legs to turn. Don't do that, because it's not how it's described in the rule book, okay? Just make sure that it goes straight through. So I suggest to put a paddle in between the legs so that you can feel the leg separating from each other in a symmetrical way. So that's just a little tip. And then let's talk about the exit, because this is important. For here, I would suggest that you keep your support close to your hips so that your thighs can go as close to the surface as possible. Keep your hands close to the hip at all time. Follow your leg, the support of the leg with your hands. So keep searching for the surface. And then here, after this position, the weight starts going behind your body. So do make sure, a good tip here is to try to keep your support as long as possible. And one thing that has helped my swimmers lately is to keep search to touch almost the elbows in the back in a support skull, so that all of the support of the hands is behind the body. And then this position, this legs search for that move and keeping the arch is done by the body. So it's two different efforts. One effort is the support skull, and the other effort is the searching for that arch position and keeping that left hip dry. If you do the other leg, then it will be the right hip dry. But you understand me, like I wouldn't focus a lot on this leg. I would try to focus on the tension of this leg, because it will help this leg either way, right? So trying for this really, really slow exercise with your heel on the wall, making sure that you feel the support of the hand, can be a good drill. Also putting the heel on a noodle, pushing down the noodle. Sometimes we let the hip goes down, so make sure that you press the heel underwater so that the full extension of the leg is over the surface of the water. That can help also. Of course, anything that you can do out of the water is going to help, because this is an arch position, and there are a few arch inverted positions in 1315. There have been in the past rule book, and now it's also. So yes, I hope that you liked this feedback. Please let me know in the comment section if you find it helpful. If you want to do something, give me some feedback, because I'm still recording these figures and I can definitely add more information if you need it. All right. I hope that you're well. Take care. Bye-bye.